I got a call from Corey a couple of weeks ago and asked if I would be interested in presenting, and I assume because I'm a wrestling lifer and I've been all over the country, and wrestling's taken me a lot of places, and so I just want him to know that it's special to me this is one of the neatest things I've ever done in wrestling, and I've picked the brains of Olympians and national champs and things like that. And like I said, I'm a wrestling lifer, so this ranks way high up in there as far as I'm concerned, so I consider it an honor. They say some things never change, and I suppose that's true and false. I was a freshman on the cross-country team when I met Corey, and he made me promise to go out for wrestling and not for basketball. I weighed about 87 pounds. I was pretty little, and I didn't have Coach B's speed either, I'll tell you that. So that kind of made me mad because nobody could tell me what to do, you know. But I remember he told me, he said, "You'll never play basketball in college," and that I knew he was right. So I ended up wrestling in college. But Corey, you know, he had my best interest in mind and the team's best interest in mind, and that's the kind of guy he was. You know, he was a leader off the mat as well as on the mat, and he used to beat me up in practice and competition. I'd try to pay attention to everything he did. And I learned a lot of wrestling technique from Corey, but he never took it easy on me in practice, and I never laid down for him because I knew I had a job to do to help prepare him for a state title run. And it turned out that I was training for the same thing, but he made it a little further than I did. And I have 3 sons of my own now, and I coach their wrestling team. And I often lie awake at night and think about what it takes to be a successful wrestler, and it turns out that many of the things that it takes is the same things I learned from Corey when I was 14 or 15 years old. We had a strong tradition at Lindbergh, especially in the lightweights at that time, and that was Corey taught me how to be mentally tough, and that was our conditioning coach, Tom Smith, who's here tonight. He was a maniac that had us believing that shape wins, and we used to do endless laps in the math building of various calisthenics, which I'm sure he made up lying awake at night. And without a doubt, probably the most important thing I'll say about that I learned from Corey is that the mindset for success, and I'm sure that makes him the successful businessman, father, and husband that he is today, and that never changes, that winning mindset. However, some things do change, and what many of you don't know is that Corey's being honored tonight for something he did 25 years ago as a 98-pounder, and that was about 98 pounds ago. Yeah. He used to tell me not making weight is for wussies. And it seems that Corey's maybe changed that definition of what making weight means. But I've moved up a couple weight classes myself as well. And my compliments to the chef, by the way. Corey actually volunteered to get in that thing, and he was going to do some stance and motion drills, but luckily Coach Hurd and Coach Slyman put a stop to that. Corey wrestled Sammy Henson in the state finals his junior year, and Corey finished second. Corey's senior year, he wrestled Darrell Ives in the semis, and Ives had taken third the year before. And he got beaten by Sammy in the semis, so he didn't have a chance to wrestle Corey. And Corey was astute enough to realize, and I remember him telling me Corey's senior year, he said, "Ives wants a piece of my backside, and I got to be ready." And Ives got the chance at Corey in a rematch Corey's senior year. Both wrestlers were ready to rumble in that state semifinal match, and it was tight throughout. It looked to me like Corey took him down with about 20 seconds to go, and I can remember jumping up out of my chair at the Hearns and saying, "No way," because the ref didn't give Corey 2, which would have put him ahead and gave him the lead with short time remaining. It's funny because that's one of the first things I mentioned to him when we reunited on Facebook a couple years ago. Ives went on to win the match. He lost to Sammy in the finals. Sammy Henson was a 3-time state champ, two NCAA titles, a world title, a world bronze, and Olympic silver medal. And my point is this: Corey was realistically a Nats behind away from being a 2-time state champ. And he keeps good company on the wrestling mat, hence that's why he's being honored tonight. He's going to walk up here in a minute, so don't let his Senator's Country Club smile fool you, because this guy's a wolf in sheep's clothing. He's a real killer. And in the end, he did the best he could, competed as hard as he could. Every practice, he knew how to rise to the occasion, to be at his best when it counted the most, and to take both big wins and disappointing losses in stride. And he knew something very important. He said he knew that you have to earn the right to win, and you have to make success come your way. And since we have rekindled our friendship, I can tell you that Corey's the kind of guy that knows how to take advantage of his opportunities in life and make the most of them. Something I'm sure that he would credit in part to his older brother and to his dad and his mom too, who I know isn't with us anymore. His coaches, Coach Hurd, Coach Smith, Coach Crane, Coach Skaggs, and the extended Lindbergh wrestling family for the opportunity to hone those skills back in the day. That is when Guns N' Roses came out with the #1 metal album of all time, An Appetite for Destruction. Go Cards. And without further ado, I congratulate Corey on his induction, and I welcome my good friend, something that will never change, to the podium, Mr. Corey.